Hello friends, Koolio here, and welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we're going to be talking more about Tower of God New World because the first major update to the game just dropped literally like 45 minutes ago. I was actually pretty excited for the game to finally get like its first update. I've been playing it through early access, now the global launch is here, now we get our first update. So we're going to jump through, we're going to talk about like all the things that are going on in the update right now, all the changes, all the positivity, because I think this is a really good depiction at like the potential that this game has going forward. So, if you guys enjoyed today's video and want to see more videos of Tower of God New World, please hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the update. We've got a brand new hero, brand new content for alliances, which, by the way, I did open up an alliance, so if you guys are interested, I'll show you the details on that if you guys want to join my alliance. As well as we have a new login event too, that's going to give like a whole bunch of like summons and stuff, but the main part of this video, of this update, is definitely the new Destined Path Hwaryun? I don't know. Hwaryun. I don't know. I'm probably not saying her name correctly, but we got a brand new teammate. It's a red elemental support-based character, which it's kind of interesting that she's a support-based character because she can deal a lot of damage, but I mainly think, we're going to kind of break this down, I mainly think she's going to be an excellent character for PvP, and we're going to get into that in just a little bit, but we do have a brand new character and a new power-up event for her. So if you end up unlocking her and powering her up, you're going to get a whole bunch of rewards for doing so. And once you complete the whole thing, you'll get a duplicate version of her, which you can then use to continue to power up. So pretty awesome. Let's go through and we're going to kind of talk about her abilities and her skills and why I think she's going to be a really good character, specifically for PvP as a support character, because she's all about damaging the strongest enemy, at least the strongest attack enemy on the enemy's team. So, first of all, her special move, Hwaryun, I'm probably like Hwaryun? Is that right? I don't know. I need to watch the anime. Anyways, jumps towards the weak point. Now, what they mean by weak point is if you go and take a look at her passive, she finds the enemy that has the highest attack at the start of the battle and marks them as a weak point, okay? So keep that in mind. She marks the highest attack enemy with a weak point. So, she's probably going to be a really good character, specifically for taking out back row heroes. I'm thinking things like assassins or mages and stuff like that, who deal a lot of damage. Anyway, so if we go ahead and take a look at it, so she jumps towards the weak point enemy to deal 800% of her attack as damage. Now, I do highly recommend, where you're going through and you're building her, to try to find weapons and equipment stuff that focus on increasing her overall attack. She swings her staff to deal 400% of her attack as damage to other enemies and knocks them back. She then increases nearby allies' swiftness by 40 and their attack by 40% for 12 seconds, and creates a barrier equal to 800% of her attack for 8 seconds, which is absolutely insane. That's already like, we got the knockback, we got the increase of swiftness, increase attack, and she creates a barrier on herself. That is such an insane special move, and I'm going to go through and try to power up as fast as I can and probably come out with a video talking about whether she's a character worth investing in, but just from what I see so far, she's kind of OP. So, the next ability is she throws her staff, dealing 800% of her attack as damage and decreasing the swiftness of enemies in its path by 40. The 40 I think is just like a straight 40, similar to like how the swiftness increases by 40, not like a 40%. So maybe that's not like the biggest decrease, but there we go. So 40 for 10 seconds. If the target is a weak point enemy, they are then stunned for 2 seconds. So again, she's going into that back row, she's dealing a whole bunch of damage to like mages and stuff. Now, this one doesn't specifically target the back row enemy or the weak point enemy. That's just kind of a bonus if that happens to be the one that she's going to attack. The next one is she carves a path towards the weak point enemy. Now, this one is a very interesting ability. You'll see why. So she carves a path toward the weak point enemy. She then orders all teammates to quickly move to the weak point enemy and attack them while the path is active. The path lasts for 10 seconds and increases the swiftness of allies on it by 80. That's crazy, all right? Now, that might be something that'll help out not only with, like, PvP, but I also think, like, in the boss battles, I think that'll be a great thing to kind of help your enemies kind of focus directly on the boss battles. But again, like, I'll have to go do some testing and stuff because I'm not sure. But if you're doing this through, like, PvP and someone's got a really strong back row hero, or even, like, well, probably not a support, but you're probably going to have a good, strong assassin-based character. If you find yourself, like, having assassins attacking your back row consistently, they most likely have the highest attack. This would be a great support character to basically ruin the assassins on the enemy team and stuff like that. So And then the last one we're going to talk about is her passive ability. Now, we already talked about how the fact that she marks the enemy as a weak point. On top of that, she increases allies' critical rate by 40% and attack by 40% when they attack the weak point enemy. Whoever that weak point enemy is definitely going down. Now, I'm a little bit curious. So it says that she finds the enemy with the highest attack at the start of the battle. Now, when she marks the enemy as the weak point, most likely once the weak point enemy is defeated, that kind of passive kind of goes away. So when the weak point enemy is defeated, all teammates' energy increases by 400, which that's massive. And Waruun finds a new weapon. Okay, never mind. New weak point target. I was wrong. There we go. That's crazy. That's insane to me. For a second, I was like, that's how they're gonna balance it. They're not gonna like let her go after another one. No, she's gonna go after another person. You're gonna be doing some crazy damage. And honestly, she might be a character that really works well with like physical assassin-based characters if you're like getting them all like to basically focus in on that, on like the weak point. So crazy. I'll come out with the video kind of talking a little bit more about her once I kind of, you know, power up a little bit more to see how she ends up playing. We got a couple more story mode acts. These ones are not going to become available to you until you get past stage 11, chapter 11, or stage 11, part 40. So pretty far down the line, but they are adding more and more story content. Pretty awesome. And then, like I said, we've got the growth mission. I'll go through like how this is going to kind of work. We've got about 2 weeks of the growth mission, 13-day period. And then we've also got the vacation countdown. I'll go through that. And then the last one is Alliance Expedition event. So I'll talk about that a little bit as well. Also invite you guys to join my alliance so we can actually go through this because it looks super, super fun. They've got new bundles, and then they've actually made a couple of changes so far that I think are huge. Like way, way more beneficial to players than they were before. So the first one is when you log into the game every day, you're going to get a free daily pack. Now before it was just 10 suspendium, which was absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Worthless. They've changed that now, so you actually get 1 normal summon ticket, which is way better. That's like worth over 300 suspendium. Way, way better. Way to go, Netmarble. That's such a big, like a huge upgrade to what it was before. The last one is the daily free challenges for the arena. At first it was only 2 times per day. Now they've increased it to 5 times. Thank you so much. It was so frustrating when you ran out of tickets and you could only attack 2 times a day. Super huge. And then they got a whole bunch of fixes and improvements and stuff, but we're not going to go over all of that. That's just like a ton of stuff. So let's go ahead and kind of talk a little bit about the events that are going on right now. So if we go ahead and click on over to her, so we got the power-up event like I talked about. We'll kind of talk a little bit more about that. So I did already receive her, which I saved up my free SSR, and you can pick them. In fact, if I actually take you back real quick before we talk about that and go to the summons. So when you hit these like certain mark points of like 100 summons and 200 summons, you get to choose a hero. It's really, really nice that they actually allow you to pick the brand new teammate that they just dropped. I also recommend, now that she's here, make sure that you go into the teammates, your rate ups that you want, and replace her for the first slot. Don't forget that, because that's what you're gonna, you know, if you really, really want her, that's how you're gonna do it. There's no special banner specifically for her. You have to go in and make sure you manually select her as your rate up character. But like I said, I saved up my summons for the free SSR right here, and basically got her for free. Super awesome. I'm glad that they allow us to pick her. That is huge. So if we go ahead and go back to the event, to Waruun's? I'm probably not saying that right. So it's a pretty simple one. So once you obtain her, you're going to get a couple summoning tickets. Once you increase her overall report, it's going to give you a couple more rapport items that you can use to increase. You can either put it right back in her or use it on somebody else. Once you get to reach proficiency level 3 and level 5, they're going to give you more like instruction manuals to increase other characters' proficiencies. Once you get her to proficiency 10 and unlock her weapon, it's going to give you some enhancement extracts to increase that weapon. And then the last little bit, once you limit break her once or limit break her twice, she's going to give you a couple summoning tickets. They're not like, it's not like a crazy bunch, but it is going to help you not only like increase her, but potentially help out any of those other teammates you have that you're not quite there yet on the rapport, or maybe like if you need some of these extra ones for like their proficiencies. So it's nice. It's a little bit of an extra bonus for people that end up getting her. And then people that don't end up getting her, it's not that big of a detriment. Like again, a lot of these things right here, they're not like really, really hard to get in the game. They're pretty darn easy. It's just a little bit of extra bonus. So I do appreciate that. The other thing is the exciting vacation countdown. Just a new countdown. You're going to get this as along with your beginner countdown when you log into the game. Just 7 days, couple of 10-time summons, crystals, gold. Awesome. Simple, straightforward. I appreciate that. Now let's go ahead and actually talk about like the new content that's in the game. And that's specifically around the Alliance. So if you're interested in joining the Alliance, it's The Crew with a K. You guys are more than welcome to join. I believe I said it, so you have to get to a certain part in the game before you can actually join my Alliance. But it shouldn't be too hard. Maybe like an hour of gameplay to get into it. But they have a new Alliance events system in the game. And the first one that we have is the Alliance Expedition. It's a very interesting kind of gameplay mechanic. So essentially you're going to jump in. You have five, hold on, I can't say this right. You have 5 search attempts for free every day. Wow, that was a tongue twister for me. So you go in. I'll kind of show you how this works. It's pretty straightforward. You basically have these like little plots of land that you jump into. You click on it, you search it, and there'll be like a certain activity. Now I'm currently going through the top left, but you notice that there were other parts of the map as well. So we need more people in the Alliance so we can all get the benefit. But you select one of these spots. You're going to end up searching it. You're going to use one of your attempts, and then you're going to notice there's going to be some kind of activity. This one's just going to be a basic combat activity. You beat it, you're going to get a bunch of like Alliance coins and stuff, which you can then use to exchange. And then ultimately, as you're going through that path, that overall map, what you're looking for is you're looking for the Alliance weapons. Now, the reason why you're looking for the Alliance weapons is you're going to eventually end up taking on this boss in the boss phase, okay? And you're going to want those weapons to be able to deal damage to the enemy with Alliance skills. So the more damage you end up doing to the enemy, the more points we get, the better rewards are. So you definitely want to get as many players as possible into the Alliance Expedition, searching for those weapons so that we can all attack the boss at the same time and just deal a massive amount of damage. So I'm glad that they're now adding more like kind of social events and stuff for the Alliance. Before I just kind of started it and just didn't really care. But now we got some stuff that's actually worth it, and I need people to join. So make sure to join my Alliance. So there you go, guys. The first major update to Tower of God New World. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more videos of the game, again, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Well, friends, I'll see you next time.